Everybody have dreams, but how many are willing to go after those dreams? How many people are willing to make their vision turn into reality?
That was the scariest thing of it all was going this far in.
A lot of times with naysayers, I say no big deal. I take it with a grain of salt. I got to keep it moving. You know what I mean?
And as even in the beginning of COVID, as gigs started to cancel, I was like, just hold on. We can make it through this. I have a job, I have medical, I have this. We have some savings, so let's just pause.
That's the thing that we all fight through and go through to make happen.
I've met a lot of resistance, but at the same time, my focus has been on the outcome, the goal, and just bringing community back together.
We're supporting the positive movement. We got positive energy, and it was just something that we could just brand and build.
And I love it, actually. And the things that they're doing around here, with bringing other businesses. So I'm trying to make sure that I talk to other people, small businesses and people that look like me, to come down and set up shop. It's a joy to be down here.
We basically broke the bank to do it, but we wanted, when people walked in our place, we wanted them to feel like they were at the Applebee's. We want them to feel like they were at the Chili's. We want to rival those type of people right out the gate.
Because at the end of the day, you can't be a pushover in this place because they will push you over. And, don't spend your money, spend everybody else's.
Never stop dreaming. One day it's going to come. Stay poised, stay stoic, have your game plan, keep the people around you solid.
When you focus with unity and determination, you definitely can see the rise of the entrepreneur. Welcome to the rise of the entrepreneur, and today we have
Adrian Jasper. I'm the owner of Elevate Bar and Grill here in Kansas City, Kansas. We're on State Avenue here at 7543 State Avenue.
So what made you want to go into the bar and grill game?
So here in KCK, we were kind of lacking in neighborhood bar and grills, neighborhood restaurants. We really didn't have anything, for family, friends, for you to take a date out on a date night. There wasn't really a place in the neighborhood where you could do something like that. If you wanted to do it, you had to go out to the Legends. That's the closest place, probably 2 miles up the road. And then you're with the tourists, you're with people from other areas. You're not hanging out with your buddies, your friends, your neighbors or whatever. So we saw this as an opportunity after, several nights of me and my wife wanting to go out, hang out, have a dinner. But we wanted something right here in town where we could keep our tax dollars here, keep our money here, and also benefit KCK. The name Elevate, we wanted to elevate the area. So that's where the name Elevate came in. We wanted to elevate the experience in KCK, the dining experience, entertainment experience. It's kind of weird. We're several businesses in one. So we're a bar and grill, we're a restaurant, we're an entertainment center, and then we also do a lot of our own custom events, and we allow promoters and different people to come in and rent our space. To tell you the truth, that was the scariest thing of it all was going this far in. Like a lot of times, especially with black business, you don't have a lot of resources. You definitely, in most cases, don't have the money. Nobody's gonna give you loans. Nobody wants to give you loans. So while, in some ways we would have loved to have a standalone business or standalone building and all that, that kind of limits the real estate that you can get. So for us, our business plan was to get into a reputable shopping center, a good location. Location's everything when it comes to this type of thing. So that's what we wanted to do, but at the same time, we wanted to do it right. Whatever we did, we wanted to do it right, which it cost us a lot of money, a lot of headaches. It was scary. We basically broke the bank to do it, but we wanted, when people walked in our place, we wanted them to feel like they were at the Applebee's. We want them to feel like they were at the Chili's. We want to rival those type of people right out the gate. Even though right now we might not have everything they have, We might not have all the resources they have and things like that, but at the same time, we want to have that polished look, because when it's all said and done, when we reach the finish line, we want to be where those guys are. Yeah, so the food, Elevate, we're more of a Southern style restaurant. I'm originally born in Arkansas, although I grew up here in Kansas City, been here since 1979. So this is my home, this is where I'm from, but a lot of the recipes, a lot of the love, a lot of the heart came from my mom, my grandma, my wife's great grandmother. A lot of these recipes come together to bring that Southern style feel, that love that we put in our food, we put a lot of pride in our food too. So we're kind of on a different level when it comes to the experiences that you see in the city. We're not just trying to make money, we're trying to make a name for ourselves, and we're trying to make a reputation for ourselves. And we want to be that Gates 30 years from now. Right. 30 years from now, we want to, have several locations in Kansas City. We maybe have locations in other cities. That's our goal. So, that's what it is with Elevate, and that's where the root is, that down south Southern, recipes. Best believe we didn't want to spend the money we spent on that bar, but there was a reason why we did it. The tower, we have an airplane theme here, and the airplane theme, like I said, we paired Elevate, the name Elevate, with the airplanes. And one of my business partners, Rodney Woodard, his grandfather was one of the original Tuskegee Airmen, and he fought in World War II. His name was Morris Whitley, and that's actually a replica of his plane up there. Wow. That plane was built by Rodney Woodard. It actually flies. He flew it one time.
So you got red tails here. Red tails. The whole thing going on here.
You got the whole red tail thing going on here.
Yep.
This is what we call our captain's lounge.
I like this. I like this.
Yeah. So like I said, we set this room up in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. Tomorrow night, we have a fashion show that's going to be going into place. With the COVID, with all that going on, with so many restaurants are closing now, we're finding creative ways to keep people in our space, to keep that revenue flowing, keep that engagement flowing, that community engagement flowing.
Anything else you want the world to know?
Well, one of the things with our business model with Elevate, we want to be a part of the community. We want to be in the community. We want the community to be in here. So we did a lot of things to make sure that the community would be involved. So a lot of cases, if somebody wants to meet in this room and they're a nonprofit, they're a community organization, they're part of the school district, a lot of times we don't even charge for people to use our space. Even though space is a premium in KCK, because we want to be engaged with the community and we want to be a part, a lot of times we let them use our room pro bono, and it's helped to foster and build a lot of good business relationships and community relationships.
Elevate.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
My name is Orisha McKenzie Towers, and I am CEO of We by Black LLC in Kansas City, Kansas.
So when you came up with We by Black LLC, Kansas City, Kansas, what was the main reason of doing that?
The main reason of doing that was to bring entrepreneurship to people, to make them kind of think outside of the box of being their own boss.
Okay.
We really wanted them, because of the Black Lives Matter movement, we wanted to use that movement as a process of pushing people to work for themselves and not rely on the very same people that have been oppressing us for far too long.
What do that do for the business people? Kind of break down what do By Black LLC KCK looks like when I'm going to an event.
So when you're going to an event, you will see a lot of vendors out. They have their own personal tents. You will see a lot of people stepping out on faith leaving their jobs to pursue their own businesses. You will see a lot of encounter. Really is businesses coming together to buy and sell from each other, and learning how to do that, which will help bring community organizations together and also just promote each other's Black-owned businesses.
Did you meet any resistance when doing this?
I did. I've met a lot of resistance, but at the same time, my focus has been on the outcome, the goal, and just bringing community back together. The resistance have been, from a lot of the upper heads in UG.
Okay.
And some of that resistance has also been from people in our own community that look like me, which is sad because our mission is should be working together, not working against us, each other.
Exactly. So when you have all these different events that you've been throwing, how many events have you thrown so far during COVID?
During COVID, I think we've thrown about four or five events we have thrown, and they've all been a success. I love helping people, especially my people. No offense, but I just feel like our people have been struggling and oppressed for so long that it takes some organization to help push them to think outside the box. It's okay to work for yourself. It's okay to not depend on someone to write you a paycheck. Start thinking that you can write your own paycheck, but we also too in Wyandotte County, we have to come out of that crab in a barrel mentality and not try to compete with each other. That's one thing that we struggle with deeply in Wyandotte County is a competitive spirit with our own sisters and brothers. When in reality, we should be pushing support. We should be pushing communication with each other. We should be uplifting, building, promoting each other's businesses, because you'll never see a Caucasian talk about each other in the form that we talk about each other and not make it. When they do talk about each other, they still push each other's businesses. We have to learn how to come out of that mindset that it's not me against you, it's we are against the very same people that are trying to keep us oppressed.
So let's talk about Quindaro. That's the landing spot of what you did most of your stuff at. Mm-hmm. What made Quindaro so special that you wanted to do it there?
Quindaro has a lot of history. It is a diamond in the rough that people fail to realize that when you hear other activists talk about the history of Wyandotte County, the first place they bring up is Quindaro. Quindaro, back to about maybe 30 or 40 years ago, had Black-owned businesses up and down Quindaro. Mm-hmm. Within that time frame, somewhere we got lost to where, land has been not taken care of. We've been bought out as far as properties. Our homes have been pushed down. We don't go to the city meetings that we need to go to fight for our land, our property. Zoning meetings, all of that. So at one place or another, we have gotten lost in that, and we need to bring that back, because the fight is just not on Quindaro, or it's at the city hall. Our overall mission is really to bring the Black Wall Street back. That is our goal, that is our mission, and we're going to make it happen. Now, what I will say is we're going to make it happen with or without the city, but we're going to make it happen. Now, we want to partner with the city in hopes that they take what we stand for seriously, but we're not going to beg the city to do something that they know they shouldn't be doing either. I'm not afraid of the backlash. I was always taught that, people are going to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad. Your focus is to continue to do good and thank God for the process. So that's my focus, is to continue to do what I'm called. And to continue to focus on the process and to continue to uplift and build my community and my people, and that's all I'm focused on.
So do you instill that same heat with your kids too, right?
Yes.
And do you bring them around the process?
I bring my children around the process, and I instill that in my 2 boys because they are kings.
Yeah.
I also tell them that, you know, it's great, get the education you need, because I have sons that want to go to college, but when you get done with college, you need to bring what you learned back to where you grew up which is around Quindaro, Wyandotte County area, to where you can help, so where you can provide opportunities for your people.
When you give people your best, people will come. And when people seeing you trying hard and giving everything you got, you may not even have the very best food, but people will come and see you because you giving your best. And that's the same thing when I look at you all when y'all first started with the Buy Black. I feel so good for y'all. I love it, you know, and just to step out there on faith, step out there trying to make a difference in an area that don't nobody believe in. And like I tell everybody, this is just Gary. I don't believe nothing's gonna change in this community until we change it ourselves.
What's going on? My name is DJ Joe, better known as DJ Joe Strauss. What's going on? Owner of To The Max Audio Video, also going by at DJ Joe KC. And this is my beautiful wife,
Nicole Strauss, also known as DJ Ice Cold, also known as the owner, editor-in-chief of M3 Magazine.
Yeah.
So tell me, you know, you're in KCK, Wyandotte County. There's been a theme that's been going on dealing with Quindaro and these things. What made y'all want to get into your own business?
You know, I've worked in the private sector all my life. I got out of high school, went straight to work, and I've always worked for somebody. And from a passion perspective, I had the opportunity to leave the transportation industry and just follow my dream. You know, everybody would say, "Hey, man, music is what you should be doing." And even when I was, you know, heavy into transportation, the people would work with me like, "Man, you should be doing music." So God blessed me, and we started 4.5 years ago now? Together, 4.5 years ago. And the business was going just a hair before that, but just, you know, hey, I don't think so. Well, not really, but we're going strong for 4 years and steady building.
So for me, I am still on my journey of the broke, but I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. So I've had businesses before I started DJing, and then I've kind of kept those as an undercurrent, and they actually match really well. So along with the AV side of the business, I've been able to do some event planning, some decorating. But then I got into DJing. I've always been into music. I'm a music head, and wanted to learn how to operate the gear. Opportunity came up, and so I started. And my love of music and matching with Joe's music background as a drummer and just a creator, it was kind of a perfect match. So I love it when we get to DJ together. We don't get to do it as often as we like.
Because she's busy. They call her before they call me. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe a little bit.
You can kind of see what
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know? I've always loved working with my hands. I mean, if I can get dirty, if I can fabricate something, if I can dream up something, and it gets kind of compulsive, obsessive in these processes. So the first rig I ever did was like St. Patrick's Day, and I was on the back of like a tow trailer or something like that, like a lawnmower, like when you get lawnmowers or whatever. And man, I rocked the parade, I had truss on there, lights, everybody was like tripping out, I had smoke, you know, and I was like, man, that was kind of cool. I like the reaction. So then we built the first rig. It was started out as a little farm trailer, and then it ended up morphing into almost a transformer with hydraulic arms and wings that came up, and we DJed a lot of events over the last 4 years with that rig. And you know, this year, when COVID hit, because we have the audio video side, which there's a ton of equipment that relates in that, where we have to buy lighting and truss and screens and speakers and when COVID hit this year, it really took a lot of that business away instantly. I mean, talking like 2 weeks, I was looking at my wife going, I'm about to go get a job, right? So, like, this ain't gonna work. But you know, I sat still and I had a vision some years ago when I was building the second rig of how I really wanted to build it. And birth in COVID was not a step backwards, but kind of a sidestep. We started working on the rig, and we spent about 3 months in the backyard. Oh, was it 2 months? Maybe about two and a half months in the backyard, cutting myself, you know, and creating something that literally right now is ready to go across the country.
During COVID, we had this transition point where we were working on the house. If we weren't working on the house, we were working on the rig. If we weren't working on the rig, we were working on, you know, some other kind of business, part of the business. And we took a step back and looked at, okay, what are we offering? You know, what kind of gigs are you going to take? How far out can we start to market? Can you go over the road? And then it was, okay, I need to add this and change these axles. I need to do this. And he was like, well, I don't know. Maybe I should just, you know, leave it alone. I'm like, listen, just pause. Let's be proactive, not reactive. And as even in the beginning of COVID, as gigs started to cancel, I was like, just hold on. You know, we can make it through this. You know, I have a job, I have medical, I have this. You know, we have some savings, so let's just pause.
Being a woman in this type of male-dominated industry, how was it when you first got in, and have you kind of made your way now?
So for me, I had a really, you know, I was fortunate to start in private sector based on my husband's book of business, really. And as people were calling for him and he was booked, I was able to get gigs. And I actually prefer private sector. I've done a few club gigs, but I really do prefer a more private kind of event.
So tell me about your magazine.
So, gosh, a couple, 2-3 years ago, you know, I've modeled in the past and I've been into fashion, and I think one of the things that I've always wanted to do was present variety in one place. I wanted to make sure that, you know, all ages, not just young girls, not just thin girls, not just men, not just women. I wanted to have kids, moms, women who thought, oh, I probably can't model, even though I'm like, you know, you have model qualities. And I wanted them to be displayed in full regalia. So what I offered was a digital with an option to print magazine, and every image in it is a full page. So if I feature you in my magazine, unless it's an ad, it's a full spread, a full page ad. And the great thing about it was I was able to blend the things I like, music and fashion. So it's called Music Meets the Model, M3.
So tell me, how important is entrepreneurship to each one of you?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm 43 now, and I think I've worked over 25 of those years, and I've worked for someone else. And I had to have my she's supposed to be on the right side. My right, I had to have, no, you're on the right side. But my left hand, I don't know, my right hand, left hand. But from an entrepreneurial perspective, I think that it's amazing that I'm able to mentor people as well. I mean, God's blessing me through my business, but I see a lot of people that are reaching to me. My sons get to watch me work day and night. My daughters get to watch what a father does when you can work from, you know, 6 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, still come in the room, still come home every night, you know, bother you and tickle you and wake you up and make you mad at me, and then I go to bed, you know.
For me, it's always been important to have a creative outlet, and if you can enjoy what you do, and, you know, not necessarily make tons of money. If you can make tons of money, that's great. But if you can wake up in the morning and say, I did a good thing. One of the most important things that happened when I did my magazine, my dad, you know, in 47 years, my dad's told me he's proud of me for a million things. And my dad called and left me a voicemail and said, I got your copy of the magazine, and that is really a beautiful thing you did. He's I keep doing it. And so it's little things like that that keep pushing me.
And honestly, it wouldn't happen if we didn't deal with each other the way we do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's from a team aspect. You know, she's gotten major accolades. I've gotten major accolades. We come home, we push, we schedule meetings with each other.
Yeah.
We're purposeful about our business, but then we're also purposeful about our push too. So like, I'm pushing her like to do everything, you know, and she's pushing me to do everything, and we don't look. So I mean, she opened for Toby Keith, right? And I'm like, how you get that gig? You know, I gave you that gig. What was I tripping on? But it wasn't. And I wasn't mad. She went out there and handled her business, and they loved it, you know. And I was like, I was supposed to open Kurt Franklin. I met him backstage. What's up, Kurt?
But it's that building thing, you know. So like, I told him, I said, you'll be. I think I said this year you'll be on the stage at P&L.
That's right.
And he was like, yeah, we're gonna work towards that. And by the end of the year, actually, I think I said it one year. I said next year you're gonna be on P&L. And in March we did Comic-Con, and the two of us held down the stage on P&L for the after party for Comic-Con. My number one goal was to free him up from smaller gigs. He was doing sometimes a lot of small gigs, and I said, well, listen, I need you to focus on these larger gigs, these corporate gigs. I'm gonna take these ones around town, these birthday parties and things like that. And then, you know, we need to hand that off to someone else. Like, okay, now we're both booked. Yeah. And that's a beautiful problem to have.
Good networking too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The crew there, let's go places.
Let's get it, y'all. Thank you, guys.
We up in here, man. We up in here, boy.
Welcome to Esports, man.
Esports, man. Look at this. Esports. Let's go. Come follow up. So let's talk about it, man. What made you want to do something like this?
Oh, man, it all started. I love gaming. I love doing live sports. It's always been part of my nature. You know what I mean? So it came off easily. But just playing video games with my friends, man, and having that whole nostalgia of interaction and having fun, you know, friendly betting and all that type of stuff. So I came up with the idea.
And being from Wyandotte, could you imagine that you could make this happen?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not, baby?
Yep.
I mean, because the dirt that we walled in down there, you're almost conditioned.
So how was it when Norm, you know, being from the dot, knowing that there's a lot of naysayers, ain't no way you're gonna get this going. What made you propel and say, you know, I'm not only gonna get it going, I'm gonna get it going in a big way?
Man, you gotta use that energy, and you gotta transform it into something that you believe in. I mean, everybody got something to say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the world we live in. Everybody got something to say. So the whole deal about it is staying stoic and showing improvement, man. You know what I mean? A lot of times with naysayers, you know, I say no big deal. I take it with a grain of salt. I got to keep it moving. You know what I mean?
You have kept it moving. So this type of setup, what made you do this type of setup? You wanted, because this is magnificent.
Well, this setup what we got here now. So the top TVs, we usually utilize those for watching sports.
Okay.
The bottom TVs, we utilize them to play the games.
Okay.
So that way, when you do have a birthday party or something like that for the kids, the parents don't mind hanging out here as well. You know, with the full service bar as well, to complement everything, it kind of just makes everything mesh, and it fits for a good time, man.
So tell me, a lot of these mini mentories that we're doing, people are dealing with COVID. How are you surviving COVID?
We all got the same hand. It's about being innovative. I got a diverse space right here. You can do so much with it.
Yeah.
It ain't all about standing on top of couches and popping bottles.
Yeah.
You know, we got something here, a safe haven for the kids. I mean, I've been here a little bit over 3 years now.
Yes.
No fighting, no shooting, no drama.
Yeah.
So it's all about the energy that you promote, that you market with, and you can't just take anybody's money. I mean, so the ideas that you have to present to the community, you want them to be free flowing and just not the everyday run of the mill. You know what I mean?
And it's cool where, like any other reputable bar should be, sports bar should be. You came to play games, get away, you go birthday parties. I remember you doing the legendary Lejo celebration of life of that young man.
Big dog.
Yeah, Lejo Green. Yeah, I'm putting him on here. Yeah. So, what it was like to see people from the block come and check you out here.
The camaraderie, man, was dope. And you know, everybody from the dot know each other.
Yeah.
If you don't know me personally, I don't know you personally. I know your auntie, I know your uncle, I know your sisters. It's really that day was dope. Coming together for big dog like that.
Yeah.
Untimely, unforeseen passing.
Yeah.
It was good just getting all that energy in here, and it was good energy.
And safe haven.
Safe haven.
Yeah, safe haven.
Nobody worried about looking behind your back.
No.
Or who mean mugging you or anything out here like that. You know what I mean?
So when they throw birthday parties, plenty of space where the kids can run around. I see you got that's Connect 4.
Oh, he had a big Connect 4.
I like that, man. I had to get on with that right there. You got the pool tables and stuff like that.
No doubt.
Different people come, and you got probably workers that come during the day when it wasn't COVID. Come get something to drink, come get lunch and stuff. Tell people about your food.
I mean, we do it very simple.
Uh-huh.
I got some of the best smoked wings in the city, man. Just check out my reviews. I ain't gonna put too much on it. I let the people speak for me. You know what I mean? Also got a big company with the food truck, Larry's Lunchbox, KC.
Yeah.
They provide a lot of our catering.
Yeah.
So we do smoked chicken, we do fried chicken when the food truck is up.
Yeah.
Nachos, jambalaya.
Yeah.
We just really keep it around those core items. So yeah.
So what do you want people to know? A kid just want to dream. He say, man, I see that Brandon B. Williams came from the dirt and he's got a sports bar. What would you tell them? Look in the camera, tell me what you would tell some young person, girl or boy, if they come in and see what they need to do.
Never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. One day it's gonna come. Stay poised, stay stoic, have your game plan, keep the people around you solid. You want good energy. You want good vibrations around you. And when you got a good circle of people like that that's cheering you on, that's genuine well-wishing, man, it's the possibilities are endless. You know what I mean? And don't be content. Do not be content. Keep pushing forward. That's what I would tell you. Keep pushing forward, stay stoic, keep a good circle.
So where can they find you on Instagram and Facebook?
Instagram, Esports Bar KC1.
Okay.
Facebook is Esports Bar KC. And man, just to find us, Cool Kids Only. # Cool Kids Only, Cool Kid Alumni. Yeah. And no big deal. You can find us anywhere by just those hashtags alone.
Hashtags right there alone. So so it's getting good business. Or do you plan on expanding?
It's some stuff in the works.
Yeah.
I can't deliver too much
right now. Yeah, but some dreams coming. Oh man, some dreams cooking.
Some goal chasing, man. It's some things that's going on, and hopefully in the next 6 months we can definitely see about it rather than talking about it. But there's definitely some things on the table.
Esports. Here you go. You see the beautiful place. Chief fan?
Without a doubt, baby.
I can't see
Down hard, baby.
Down
hard, Chiefs Kingdom.
Feeling good right about now with the Chiefs, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, man, I thank you, bro.
For sure, man.
We just went places.
Wanda, baby.
Yeah. ... So, what made y'all come up with Parallel Clothing?
It was an idea that I had. It was never really intended to sell. Actually, it just kind of happened. I was talking to my wife here. And was just talking about clothing representing Wyandotte County, and it was a lack of. And I just always seen other cities, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Detroit, so on and so forth, have apparel that represents a city or area they were from, and there was a need for that here, and I never seen it, and I just talked to her, and we kind of mocked some stuff up, started designing stuff, and started printing, and that's how it really started.
Now you're part of a big wave that's going on right now. Before I even talk about that wave, as y'all got it started, and it started to pick up. It started going places. When did you know that, we may have something?
Like I said, we didn't intend to sell, but once I started wearing it out, and people would come up to me like, "Where'd you get that? What is that? Who makes that?" And I was like, "We do," you know. And it's like, "So are you guys selling it?" At first, I was like, "No." Honestly, I didn't want people wearing what I had on at first. That was just me. So, but then the light bulb kicked on. She like, "You crazy? You know, people want it."
Yeah, people start asking. I remember, so the very first shirt, the very first one we printed was just wire code in like old English letters. Is that the very first one we printed?
Yeah, that and then
the
parallel
and the street signs. Yeah, the parallel biceps and the street signs. And at first he just wanted to wear it. He's like, everywhere we go, we see people repping where they're from. Crenshaw, I love New York, Texas shirts. He's like, why not? We have some great people here. We have a lot of rich history and culture here. We can do this ourselves. He was like, but you know what? He was like, he was into like these brands like Lacoste. He loved Lacoste, Nike Polo. And then he just one day was like, I don't want to wear nothing but my own stuff. So he just started, you know, we outsourced and just started getting everything printed up. And then people started asking, and then he's like, yeah, no, it's just, you know, we made it, but you know, that's it. And I'm like, when I kind of like, boy, you better sell that. Like, if they want it, that's what. I know that wasn't the intention, but if they want it, it's other people who want to rep too. So that's how it started. It started, and he will wear it everywhere. I'm talking about one time we argued because it was a wedding. I'm like, you have to put on something.
You gotta be a walking billboard. You got a brand. You got
He's not wearing his Waco shirt to a wedding, but he was like, hey, I need to get some polos made, something nice. So, you know, because I want to wear it everywhere I go.
You are your brand. You advertise wherever.
And it was just supposed to be his own personal thing.
Yeah.
And then it just, people everywhere we go, and not just one race.
All walks of life.
Just anybody you can think of.
It's a grind, man.
A slow grind.
Yeah, it takes a while to build a brand. It's very rare that you get success overnight, and when you do get success overnight, it doesn't last long for a lot of people. You got to enjoy the process. You got to enjoy the grind. You got to enjoy what comes with it. You got to enjoy the lows, the highs. It's never a loss. It's just a lesson. Everything you're going through. But it takes time, man. The momentum builds, and especially when you're doing it organic. We do it all organic. We haven't paid for advertisement.
Never. Not one. We haven't spent $1 on an ad.
To a celebrity,
not $1. Nope.
So-called in the city, and say, put this on and take a picture.
No.
Anybody that's ever brought our product wanted to buy it because they like it. They like the quality that we have with it, and they like the pride that we put into it. We take pride in that. So our whole movement is organic.
That's it.
It's not backed by nobody else. It's just strictly word of mouth on what we putting out there, and that's how we're gonna keep it.
And I think it makes us appreciate it more, because even like we've been doing this since 2015. We just reached we only started the Instagram page about a year or so ago. We just reached 500 followers. To us, that was big on there. Facebook has far more, but Instagram, you know, we did. It's
definitely good.
Yeah, well, and we did not pay. You know, we didn't pay $1. We haven't paid to promote ads. So we did that. That's word of mouth. You know what I mean? So I just think it.
You find your market. You find your true market when you do it that way.
Absolutely.
It's organic. They there because they want to be there.
Absolutely.
They want to be there.
And I would say, that I got a quote actually from somebody that we share a space with in here. He said, in entrepreneurship, you never work so many hours in your life, yet you feel so free.
Yes.
So it's a grind, because sometimes we'll be here for 12 hours, 7 to 7. We have little kids. We still have to be parents. Like when we're doing these pop-up shops, sometimes we be
all night.
Like one time I'm like, look, I gotta go for like 20 minutes. Let me just doze off and you take over, and I jump back in. It's a grind. And we always teach our kids in our house. I know growing up, my parents it was kind of like a cookie cutter plan. You know, it was like, okay, you go to school, you get good grades, you go to college, and you get a good job.
Work for somebody.
In our house, we say you go to school, you know, if you go to college, you be the job. You be the job. You create the job so that you can create jobs for other people like you.
Do you see yourself with a storefront?
Lord willing, we may go that way, but man, we got so many ideas that we're not gonna quite release yet. But we're thinking outside the box, man. We got some exciting stuff. Like I say, even on that end, just getting a storefront and just sitting there. We're thinking of other ways that we can liven up the community and sell to you guys different ways, man.
Yeah. Our biggest thing is, even with COVID, it kind of just changed the game for storefronts. Yeah. So we're like, okay, let's think outside the box, because people always say, we try to find, we can't find. We're like, we're always on the queue. You can always find us on the queue, but we're online. We have a website. All social medias. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, Instagram, but we're like, okay, people say they can't find us. You do have a demographic of people who are not really into the website. Yeah. Some people don't want to come all the way down to the queue. Yeah. So what can we do to meet in the middle? So that's what we're working on. We don't want to share it just yet, but it's 2021. You know,
we'll see.
My daddy always taught me to, don't share the vision until it's time.
Yeah, make that announcement when you already.
Just know 2021.
We ain't trying to talk about it. We're trying to be
2021. We're coming. Yep, that's right.
We don't want to sit here and tell you what we're gonna do. Just see. We just want you to see.
Yeah,
we're coming. We're coming.
So, what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs just trying to get into it? What would you say to what they need to do to start off and never give up in this hard game that it can be sometimes?
Perseverance, man. You gotta have thick skin. You gotta have character gotta be strong. You gotta have morals. You gotta have standards. You gonna have to grind it out. Like I said, it doesn't flow. It's when you work for somebody, you let's say you get $500 a week, that's what you're gonna get, because you got a check. It's a corporation. You may get $100 one week and $2,000 the next. It's about the adrenaline. It's about managing that. You got to manage that. You just have to grind. It ain't all gonna be roses, but it is gonna be times where it will be roses.
And I would say stay focused. You can get easily swayed by people. Everybody's selling t-shirts. Everybody has a t-shirt brand now. Everybody has a t-shirt company. Well, no, we're far more than that. We represent something bigger. It means something to us. We're not just putting stuff on a shirt, like we're from the dot, born and raised. You have to just stay focused, because I'll never forget, I told him the other day, a girl I went to college with one day commented on a post, and she said, this is just how she said it, y'all really wearing that Kansas stuff, ain't y'all? I said, we really are. We really sell this. We really make money off of it. This is a thing. This is a business. This is a brand. It's a movement. It's us. This is who we are. We are from Kansas City, Kansas, to be exact. Wyandotte, to be exact. And stay focused, because we've had so many people it's a joke. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. One day we set up. I quit my job. I made my month's salary in 3 hours. So we absolutely are wearing this Kansas stuff. Right. So to any new entrepreneurs, you stay focused. If you really have a vision, he had a vision.
It's something you're passionate about.
I didn't really see it, but he was so passionate about it. I'm like, well, we're one and the same. I got to ride with you. I didn't really understand the vision at first, but then we work, because it's like, He's like, I always tell him, it's a running joke. I'm like, you think you're the Versace of the brand, because he comes up with, okay, this is what I see. But when you get to the computer, that's my thing. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, is this what you're saying? Is this what you want it to look like? He's like, yeah, okay, let's do these colors. And I'm like, okay, he's good with the colors and the designs, and I'm good with the styles, and then putting it on, bringing it to life. Yeah, so stay focused. I don't care what people say. If nobody understands your vision, it don't matter, as long as you do.
They're not supposed to. It's your vision.
That's it. Yeah.
So you just get you a solid team. Make sure people that genuinely support you, genuinely gonna be there for you.
For sure.
And just surround yourself with good people, and you'll find yourself, the more successful you become, people will start to fall off, and the naysayers. But the people that's supposed to be there are going to be there. Yeah, and that's all that matters. And those who support you, they're going to support you. Those who don't worry about it.
And I know you didn't ask this, but I just got to say, shout out to all our friends and family somebody told me one time, when you start a business, don't expect support from your friends and your family. That has not been our story. Our family, and we even call our customers family. Like when we talk, like that's family to us.
Yes.
But our friends, my friends, a lot of my family, a lot of Joshua's family, they rock our stuff. They rock it. They take pictures. They support. So shout out to all my friends, my sisters. I know y'all are. We have been blessed in the area. We really have.
All right, we are at T Nix. What made you want to get into real estate?
Well, actually, it's just something that came about. I had never dreamed of becoming a realtor. I got married. My husband said I could quit my job, and I quit. And the next day, I looked in the newspaper, and it said something about come to the seminar about real estate, and that's how it happened. I was with a big company for about 9 years. I had developed my own investor list. I had developed my own clientele. So therefore, with developing my own clientele, I said, I could do this myself.
Okay.
And just going to my broker and asking different questions and the support that I was getting, I just knew I wanted to become a better broker, and I wanted to be the best broker. And make sure that the agents I had, that I made sure that I gave them the support that I was looking for at that time.
Exactly. So, next question, Quindaro.
Well, Quindaro, it started because I had all of the properties on the market for a while here. With having the properties on the market, I called an investor that I knew that would be able to take on the properties and do something good with the properties. So the investor, he finally purchased the buildings. After purchasing the buildings, it took a while for him to get everything up and going. Once he got everything up and going, he called and said, "Hey, I need you to come down. I need you to come down and be by me. You know, come back to the neighborhood." On the market starting here and down to the end of where you see the Christmas lights, and so you see the JLM construction. So he's actually my brother-in-law. So I had these on the market, then I called him and said, "Hey, you know these properties," and he was like, "Oh, let me see." So he bought this one first, then he bought the rest of these. Nice. We have a freight brokerage here. Okay. And we have a tax person here. Okay. So we have real estate, freight brokerage, tax person. Gotcha. Okay. And so then over there, the laundromat will be open soon. Okay. That's where we're gonna have the Christmas on the queue at. Okay. So the families will be able to come in there. Okay. There's a Mexican restaurant opening soon. He should be open January-ish. Okay. Here they'll have an e-cafe with e-learning and things like that, and then eventually this will be an event center. It's very important. It's very important to be a part of the community that you serve, you know. So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to make sure I moved in the area, because if I'm going to serve the area, I need to be down here as well. If I'm going to talk about the city, I need to be about the city. So I came on down, and I love it here. I mean, it's very family oriented. Most of the time I'm here until 11 o'clock at night. I've had no issues whatsoever, so I'm comfortable. I grew up in the city, so in the hood, so being in the hood is nothing for me, and I love it actually. And the things that they're doing around here, you know, with bringing other businesses, so I'm trying to make sure that I talk to other people, small businesses and people that look like me, you know, to come down and set up shop. It's a joy to be down here.
I see that you had a turkey drive here.
We did have a turkey. We had a turkey giveaway. We gave away over 200 turkeys to the people in the neighborhood. And at that turkey drive, we had people sign up for our Christmas on the Queue. So Christmas on the Queue is going to be December 19th from 12 to 5, and we've adopted about 30 families Me and a couple other people and small businesses around, we adopted 30 families, and they'll come, they'll have food, they'll meet Santa, and they'll be able to pick up their gifts. So we're very excited about that.
Why did you want to be an entrepreneur?
I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I wanted to put something out in the world that I love to do, not to only inspire the youth and everybody else, but to inspire myself, because I didn't really want to work a 9-to-5 job.
So what made you think that music would be your way out into entrepreneurship?
The universe took me and guided me, put me in different positions and different, predicaments that led me to the music. You know what I'm saying? It was a bigger calling, and that's why I tell people every single day, when you follow your calling and what God's destiny is for you, you get really, really far, man. So that's what pushed me over that way.
So how many albums do you currently now have?
4. You know what I'm saying? Right now, 4. But we pushing this Light Movement project, which is available everywhere. All main digital outlets. You know what I'm saying? But we're pushing a lot, man. I don't like to do too many albums because I want to make sure that the lessons move.
So what inspired you to be a rapper?
Just like I said, the predicaments of what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Just be able to express myself while I'm doing, what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what made me get into the business of rap and entertainment, because it's just like, some people find it entertaining, but it's really healing people, because everybody just looks up to you, you know what I'm saying, because they want to be where you're at. And not necessarily in a financial way, it could be a spiritual way, the way you move, the way you motivate. So that might motivate somebody that's, in a dark spot and can relate to you, so yeah.
Okay, so as you grow up seeing business people all over the world,
right,
what are some of the things you can take from some of the business people you've met?
Okay, less is more, you know what I'm saying? Minimum resources, maximum results and things, be a humble person, you know what I'm saying? But speak up and go hard for what you do, because at the end of the day, you can't be a pushover in this place, because they will push you over. And, don't spend your money, spend everybody else's. Once again, this is Roger Illuminating